Okay, so I'm here again, Calgary Systema School. I'm really happy to be doing this because I've been here for 3 or 4 months, picking up a few things, okay? And as you know, we talked a little bit about Green Beret versus Spetsnaz, okay? And you know, I got to give a punch to Maxime, and I love doing that. But throughout that 3 to 4 months, I was able to train and learn how to take a punch myself. And some of the principles behind that are like this. One is throwing your arms out and using the inertia of your arms to move your spine back, okay? And what you're doing is, even if somebody's good, okay? And well, let's back up just a little bit. Punching a heavy bag. Training someone to punch a heavy bag is actually not that easy, okay? You gotta do there's a lot of principles that go into hitting a bag hard, okay? But now you want to translate those principles into hitting a human body, okay? It has a very difficult shape, and it's not round. It doesn't collapse like a heavy bag does. It doesn't just swing and have perfect timing. Okay, human body moves. It can deflect off certain things. It's got little divots. It's got hard spots. It's got soft spots. And so it's very hard to pick a target and hit it hard, okay? So if I can move my spine back just a few inches, I'm actually taking away a lot of that guy's punch, okay? So for example, if I'm gonna take a punch into the chin, even if this guy knows how to hit a heavy bag and he's good and has hit a human body before, he's gonna aim about 6 inches past my chin, okay, or about the back of my head. So if I can throw my arms back, throw my spine back, that's taking about 3 inches, almost half of that punch out of his punch, okay? And that's really important. Another thing that I learned how to take a punch is that you pivot on your spine, okay? So if it's not a dead center hit, if it's just off to the side, let's say to the left, I want to pivot around my spine. So I'm moving back and away from that punch, okay? So taking out a little bit more of that punch. Now let's talk about breathing. We know that breathing is really important in Systema. And your lungs are like balloons that are wrapped in tissue, okay? And if that tissue is rigid and you compress that tissue, that balloon can burst, okay? And that's not a good thing. So you always want to make sure there's this constant pumping of air, and if you get hit, even on an intake of breath, that air will just come back out, and you don't pop those balloons, okay? But the idea is if you see that punch coming, you breathe out as you get hit, so that when your chest compresses, instead of building up pressure inside your chest, you just let it out through your mouth. Okay, so 1 with the arms, 2 twisting around the spine, 3 with the breath, okay? And the 4th thing I learned is what to do with your stomach. In karate, we were always taught a lot of force on force techniques, okay? Even blocks, very hard, boom. You're trying to break the bones with your blocks. Even when you're taking a punch, you're trying to lock up your abdominal muscles and take that punch. But here in Systema, what we do is we increase the rigidness of our abdominal muscles, but it's more like a rubber ball, okay? So, and you think of a rubber ball when it gets hit, it just compresses, okay? It compresses with resistance. And as an engineer, that tells me that's working like a damper. And a damper absorbs energy. So if you're absorbing energy, you're taking even more punch out of this punch. So those 4 principles put together, you can take a lot of damage, and you can now focus on your attack as opposed to worrying about getting hit yourself. And in just a few moments, you're going to see all these guys here behind me take turns at punching me. Okay? Rock on. Let's do it. Ready to rock and roll? Rock and roll. 100%. Yeah, good. Nice follow throughs. Let's go. Nice. Ouch. Didn't you already hit me? Look at me. No problem. Little red. But you know what? The 4 principles: throwing my arms forward, using that inertia, moving my spine back, pivoting around each of other side that I'm getting hit on, using the breath, and tighten up your abdominals just to the size of a rubber ball, okay? Not like a brick wall, rubber wall. Thanks, guys.